Hi friends, in this video, we're going to talk about improving the internet speed in your home. I'm Mr. Alcala, and this is why my Wi-Fi has gone awry. First, let's do a check to see your current internet speed. Log on to your device, open up the internet browser, and Google Internet Speed Test. Next, let's click on the blue button and run the speed test and see what results we get. Here are my results. I can see I have about 68 megabits per second for download and about 5 megabytes per second for upload. But what do these results mean? Let's take a look. The speed of the internet in your home is measured in megabits per second. What's a megabit? Well, let's begin with a bit. A bit is short for binary digit. When computers talk to one another, they talk in binary, ones and zeros, ons and offs. It's the smallest unit of information or data. A megabit is about 1 million bits. So if an internet speed test is saying you have 68 megabits per second download, that means your device is currently downloading at about 68 million bits of information a second. Your speed test will give you two measurements, one for downloading or receiving information, and one for uploading, sending information. These measurements are also known as the bandwidth. Your download score is probably higher than your upload score, right? Well, most of the time, internet service providers sell internet service with the download speed much higher than the upload speed. For the most part, that works for families because when you're streaming videos or playing video games online, you're downloading a lot more data than you're uploading. However, activities like video chatting or conferencing will upload as much data as it downloads. Here are the internet download speed recommendations per stream for playing TV shows and movies through Netflix. For example, you need 5 megabits per second to play a HD quality Netflix video. If you have two TVs trying to stream at HD quality, then you would need 2 times 5 megabits per second or 10 megabits per second. If I have available 68 megabits per second download speed, then these two TVs streaming would be taking up 10 of the 68, leaving 58 megabits per second available. When you see the video quality of Netflix go down, it is because it is not getting enough download speed for a certain quality, so it switches to a quality that requires a lesser speed. Here is the recommended bandwidth for Zoom. For group meetings and gallery view, it requires 1.5 megabits per second for both upload and download speed. As mentioned before, video conferencing does generally require as much upload as download speeds. So 3 devices running Zoom and gallery view will need 4.5 megabits per second for both upload and download. That's 3 times 1.5 megabits per second. The bandwidth used by Zoom will adjust for the best experience based upon the participant's network. If bandwidth is low, then the Zoom call may become unstable and experience video or audio issues. If it gets too low, it may drop the Zoom call altogether. Turning off the video feed or switching the view from gallery view to active speaker view could help because it requires a lesser internet speed. So how does your internet speed compare to what you're supposed to be getting? When you're looking to purchase internet access for your home, internet service providers often offer different levels of service or bandwidth speeds depending upon price. Check with your internet service provider to see what level you are paying for and what the download and upload speeds should be for your home. For example, this image shows the different internet plans for Spectrum. Each one has increasing amount of megabits per second that is capable for devices to use. However, what the company says what you should get compared to the earlier Google Internet Speed Test results were probably different from one another. The speeds that companies claim can only be achieved under particular conditions. There are many factors which can lower down the internet speed in your home. So what's affecting your internet speed and how can we get it faster? Let's look at each of these 5 factors one by one. In your home, you most likely have 2 devices that help other devices get on the internet: a modem and a router. The modem is a device that connects and talks to the internet. It usually has a cable that connects to it from the wall from outside. The router is a device that manages all the wired and wireless devices in your home. Sometimes these could be together in one device. When you get on the internet, on say your laptop or phone, that information gets sent from the device through the router, through the modem, and then out to the internet, which then has information sent in reverse back to your device. Usually internet service providers provide these 2 devices for you. Sometimes they do charge a fee for borrowing these devices from them. If you check your internet bill, you will see a line that mentions a rental fee if they do. Router technology changes a lot more rapidly than modems do. Routers today have different features like stronger antennas and different frequencies they use to broadcast farther and faster. They also could have features like MU-MIMO, which helps a router communicate with multiple devices a lot better, resulting in faster speeds. There are even mesh routers, which are comprised of a bunch of little routers that all talk to one another to get better coverage throughout a house. Unfortunately, the router you get from the internet service provider sometimes isn't the most up-to-date. If you've had the router for a few years, talk to your internet provider about trading it for a newer one. If you are paying the company a monthly fee for the router, consider purchasing a brand new one yourself. Not only will it have the newest features, but you may actually save money in the long run when you compare it to renting it for an extended time. Most of the devices in your home will connect wirelessly to the internet. While it is convenient for placing devices and moving around in your home, a wireless connection will not achieve the same internet speeds as a wired device would. Think of wireless internet as a water sprinkler. Yes, you can get wider coverage with a sprinkler, but you will be losing some of the water in the air. Think of wired internet more of like a drip system. Yes, you will have to run drip tubes throughout the garden, but you won't have any water loss in the process. If your device has a network port, consider plugging it in directly to your router. Sometimes USB adapters can be purchased to provide a network port for the device. Otherwise, no, you will lose some speed when you're connected wirelessly. The number of devices that are connected to your router and using the internet can also have a negative impact on internet speeds. If you were to run the speed test during the day when everyone is working from home compared to the middle of the night, you will probably see a difference in download and upload speeds. The bandwidth in your home is like a freeway. The more cars there are on a freeway, the more potential there is for traffic and slowdowns. The same is true for your home network. You probably don't realize how many devices could be connected in your home. A family of 3 could each have a laptop they're using, but then there are their smartphones, TVs that are streaming, video game consoles, and other smart home devices in the house, which are also connected to the network. If these other devices are on, they could be taking away different amounts of the bandwidth from the 3 people working. Multiple people zooming at the same time, for example, can really cause issues since upload speeds are generally lower than downloading. Leave off the unnecessary devices during work time to increase internet speeds. And if possible, try to use the internet activities that require more speed at different times than others in the household. If you are connecting wirelessly to your router, then the location of that device can have an effect on its internet speeds. The further the wireless device is from the router, the poorer the connection, which could cause slower speeds. The number of walls between the device and the router can have an effect on the internet speeds as well. Try running the speed test in different rooms of the house, and you will find big differences depending upon the size of the house, location of the router, and number of walls between the router and your device. If you are experiencing slower connections in one room, try working in a different room that is closer to the router. If possible, moving the router to a higher, more central and open location, like on a bookshelf versus on the floor behind a desk, can help as well. Ultimately, there is only a certain amount of things to try before the only thing left is to get higher internet speeds from the internet service provider. Like trying to increase the traffic flow on a freeway, at a certain point, you just need to add more lanes. Talk to your internet service provider and see what they can do. Sometimes you can negotiate with them for different rates or specials to increase bandwidth. As you can see, there are many factors that can contribute towards the internet speed in your home, which affects how well your devices work. Hopefully, you learned something from this video and feel empowered to try some things out. Thanks for watching.